The genius behind Nykaa. How a small startup redefined luxury beauty in India. Step back to India in 2012. The consumer market is growing at a breakneck pace. But on the ground, retail is chaotic, packed, and highly unstructured. If you wanted basic skincare or makeup, you went to a local cosmetic shop. You stood under harsh, bright lights, stared at shelves crammed with competing boxes, and usually listened to an uncle behind the counter confidently recommending the same cream to everyone. Getting your hands on high-end luxury brands required an entirely different strategy. You waited. You waited for a friend flying back from Dubai or a cousin visiting from the US, asking them to bring back a specific MAC lipstick or Charlotte Tilbury foundation. Buying those premium items online felt too risky. People would order a 5,000 rupee serum and receive something with slightly different packaging, a strange texture, or an off smell. The counterfeit market was massive. The demand for beauty products was clearly there. Millions of people wanted to buy them. But the trust required to actually enter a credit card number and put a mysterious cream on your face was absolutely zero. Falguni Nair had spent nearly 2 decades at Kotak Mahindra Bank, navigating boardrooms, overseeing big deals, and building an incredibly secure career in investment banking. Then, at the age of 50, she walked away from all of that predictability to sell lipstick on the internet. As a banker, Nair spent her days analyzing consumer behavior. She saw that Indian shoppers were spending more time online, becoming highly aware of global brands, and actively looking to upgrade their lifestyles. In 2012, she took her own money and launched Nykaa. She ignored the impulse to build a cheap bargain bin website and instead set out to build a highly reliable destination where consumers knew exactly what they were getting. She looked at the beauty industry from the outside and identified a massive structural flaw. She built a company to solve a core human hesitation rather than chasing a fleeting e-commerce trend. At the time, the entire e-commerce playbook revolved around deep discounts. Companies believed that if they slashed prices low enough, hypergrowth would automatically follow. Here, we can see the difference in approaches. On the left is the standard discount loop, driving fast sales through massive price drops. But on the right is what we can call the trust commerce loop. Because when people buy makeup or skincare, they are buying confidence and self-image. If a product breaks them out or smells fake, a cheap price tag won't bring them back. Looking closer at this trust loop, we see the hardest operational choice Nykaa made. Instead of letting third-party sellers flood the site, Nykaa bought inventory directly from the brands and held it in their own warehouses. They controlled the entire chain. It was a slower, vastly more expensive way to operate, but it permanently answered the customer's biggest fear. Is this real? Meaning, Nykaa spent its early years competing with uncertainty rather than competing with Amazon. Think about the actual process of buying a new beauty product online. You open a tab, close it, watch 3 separate YouTube reviews, zoom in on the product photos, and tell yourself you need to do more research. Nykaa stepped into that exact moment of hesitation. They filled their platform with tutorials, detailed reviews, and how-to guides, acting as a digital companion that quietly explained the products instead of aggressively pushing a sale. They combined this education with what we can call aspirational accessibility. By offering many sizes and clear pricing, they took the intimidating, elevated aesthetic of a global luxury beauty counter and made it feel entirely reachable. By removing the financial risk of buying the wrong item and closing the knowledge gap on how to use it, the platform sold customers a clear vision of who they could become. Once millions of people trusted the platform, the company initiated its next major move. they began quietly rolling out their own in-house product lines like Nykaa Cosmetics and K-Beauty. Selling other brands' products earns you a margin, but selling your products on your own platform gives you total control over distribution, prime visibility, and the supply chain itself. In 2021, the company went public, turning Nykaa into a billionaire overnight. And then, the stock dropped. The hype faded, and public criticism rolled in rapidly. This chart shows exactly why the company survived the market turbulence. While the stock price on top line drops and fluctuates wildly, the line tracking customer retention remains totally steady and completely unshakable. Wall Street attention created the initial excitement, but the ingrained daily habit of millions of returning shoppers provided the actual corporate stability. So, look back at the entire trajectory. Did Nykaa secure its massive valuation because it magically invented a better lipstick, or because it made the simple act of clicking buy feel completely safe? The most resilient companies are built by identifying and removing consumer doubt, rather than trying to artificially manufacture desire. If providing absolute certainty is the ultimate business advantage, you have to wonder how many other major industries are currently sitting wide open, waiting for someone to build a trust-first platform. So here's the real question. Did Nykaa succeed because it sold better products, or because it made people feel safer buying them? And if trust is the real advantage, how many industries are still waiting for someone to build it? If you like understanding how businesses actually grow, fail, and evolve, subscribe to Brand Brains.